Hi, everybody. It's Michelle from the Rural Alberta Business Center. And wow, I am here with the lovely Brenda Kolasa for Wow Live Chat, your monthly Wow Live Chat, where we showcase amazing women in business and leadership and learn from them, get to know from their experiences, their successes, their struggles, and really how they get through life managing everything like Wonder Woman. I'm sure you've seen the new advertisements for the Wonder Woman movie coming out, and that is a wow woman, someone who can manage life and family and business and community commitments. So I'm glad that you are here joining us today. So we have Terry Fisher, who's just joined us. Hi, Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Hi, Terry. So thanks for joining us. Terry has a great store on Main Street in Rocky Mountain House.
Awesome.
Called Flash Cloud Vape and Tea. So if you need some tea on the way up, that's the place. The place. Thanks, Terry, for joining. So, Brenda, you not only run one business, the Visual Resolve Graphics.
Visual Resolve, yes.
Visual Resolve Graphics, sorry. But you also have an amazing online mentoring platform and the most amazing conference that I've ever seen called Success for Business Expo. So it's almost like handling three businesses at once.
It is, because that one, Success for Business has the two arms to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's the mentoring platform and then there's the expo. And they're both very different.
Right, very different. If you haven't got your tickets for the expo yet, Success for, with the number 4, businessexpo.ca is the place to get them. She has some amazing presenters come and mentors come. It's really great information.
Yeah, so tickets go on sale on Monday.
Yeah, on Monday.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I'm getting my ticket on Monday for sure. Excuse me. So today we're talking to Brenda about how you do it all, because you seem to be Wonder Woman herself. I know that Brenda talks to me a lot about spends time working on her business versus in your business. So tell me, how do you go about doing that with the 3 businesses that you run, plus family, plus volunteerism in the community? How do you do it all?
I don't know. You know, Michelle, things aren't as simple as they used to be. Mm-hmm. Like, I've been in business for 23 or so years. And when I first started, it was just so simple, it seemed. And now you've got social media and you've got all of these entities that take up so much time, but you're obligated to take part in. You have to be on social media now. You can't just ignore it, because a huge amount of your target audience is on social media, and so that has to be a part of your marketing plan.
Right.
You know, so
right.
It's and learning how to go about marketing on social media and whatnot. It's a different animal, and I'm still learning how to do the content marketing and you know, the SEO and keeping in line with Google, and it's a lot more complicated than before. So I mean, I think what it takes is, I mean, you have to be good at time management. You can't not be good at time management. But you know, it's funny, because when I first started, I was told that I'd have to overcome 3 main challenges. And the one is financial instability. And I mean, even now with this, you know, climate that we're in,
absolutely,
it's scary.
That's the name of the game. Financial instability is everywhere right now.
It's scary. So you have to go into it prepared. So I went into it. I had a pretty good core clientele base. Thankfully, I didn't need to borrow any money. I'd been saving up, and I knew that I wanted to go into business for myself. So that went okay for me. The second thing was the need to be driven and focused. Well, you know me, I am uber type A personality.
Uber driven and focused this one. I kid you not.
And I'm really stubborn. So I knew what I wanted, and nothing was going to get in my way.
Right, so a go-getter girl kind of attitude, right?
Well, and you know, my husband can attest to how stubborn I can be. Let me tell you.
Is he watching right now?
No, I don't think so. I'm not. But yeah, so, and then the third one, which kind of flew me, you know, for a loop, was I was told that I'd have to work on my business instead of in my business all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I didn't really get it. I didn't really understand it because I was so busy, head down, working in my business. I just thought, okay, I'm half decent at what I do. I started Visual Resolve Graphics at that time, and I was half decent at what I did, and I thought that should be enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it wasn't. I mean, I was trying to learn simply accounting. I was trying to make sales. I was meeting deadlines, trying to meet deadlines. I was doing all this stuff that I really shouldn't have been doing.
Right, the multifaceted production of business itself.
Right, and there's so many different things that a successful business needs to operate, and you just can't do it all. And so after just beating myself, I was exhausted, and finally I realized that what I really need was people. I needed to be around people who could promote me, who could brainstorm with me, and who could help me take my business to the next level.
So basically build a team around yourself.
I needed a team. Yeah. I needed a network.
Even as a solopreneur, you can't expect yourself to do it all, right? You need to build that support network, and not only that, network of places to outsource.
Absolutely.
What you can't do. Right?
Absolutely. Do you think I do my own accounting now? Hell no. There's no way. I'm right-brained. I can't deal with that stuff. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't only that. So I joined a lot of different, networking clubs and business organizations and whatnot. And I met a lot of great people and made a ton of really good connections like you.
Yeah, thanks. At WOW.
At WOW, by the way. But at the end of the day, that can't be all that there is. Mm-hmm. So I realized that having these great connections is good, but I also needed to keep thinking outside the box and keep challenging myself. I needed to keep learning, and I needed to keep surrounding myself around people that were smarter than me. That's really all it is.
Find somebody smarter than you.
Right. Yeah. I love to surround myself by smart people, right? And that's a huge reason why I integrate mentoring in almost everything I do with success for business.
So do you have a mentor yourself?
I have a few of them.
Multiple mentors?
I have a few of them, and I have all throughout my career.
Okay.
That's the one thing. They've given me so many unique ideas that I would never have come up with on my own. I mean, I've probably sat, and you included, I've probably sat with 5 or 6 mentors throughout my career, and each one of them had different niches. I've come to each mentor with a different problem. Mm-hmm. So it's close to me, and I know how beneficial it's been. And basically, I want to help other businesses attain their goals.
Right.
Because you can't do it all yourself.
And that's what you do through your online mentorship platform,
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the mentorship platform is on the Success for Business website. I have been honored to be a part of the mentors that are offering their services as well. But there are a ton of great mentors that you can reach out to as a business owner in a variety of different niches on Brenda's mentorship platform. So a wealth of information. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it stems through our mentoring roundtables that we had, which is a really inexpensive way to touch all these different mentors, right? Yes. For 40 minutes, each mentor, you get to sit and pick their brains and then socialize afterwards and connect and network. And it wasn't too bad that we had some wine afterwards either.
Right, wine is good. From a woman in business, sometimes that's a staple. It's a food group.
It really is.
It's just what it is, right? Sometimes you just need to, on a Friday afternoon.
That's right.
For me, a favorite bottle of Shiraz is
That's right, exactly.
Right? So when you talk about how you developed working on your business in the early years, can you tell me a little bit more in detail about what did that look like from a day-to-day operational perspective?
Well, I was working full-time. Plus, I started another business called the Home Inventory Company. And what I did is I went to houses and businesses, and I documented make, model, serial numbers of everything so that for insurance purposes, and I took video and pictures, all that good stuff, right?
Great idea.
Yeah. So so I was working full time. I was doing that, plus I was doing my graphics business. And I thought one of them had to give. Which one's it going to be, right? So I thought I would go with my, my love, which is design.
Follow your passion,
right? Follow your passion. So I sold that other company, and it took me about 2 years to go on my own with Visual Resolve. Like I said, you have to build up your clientele, and you have to be comfortable, and I was scared to death for a long time there, but thankfully my husband helped me through that process, and my dad too. My family was amazing, and they gave me the confidence. They said, you know what, you've been at this enough, like you're good, you've got it, got it. So I took the jump, and 23 or so years later, here we are.
Still operating, still successfully going.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you spoke about having a great network from a professional perspective. So, surrounding yourself with people smarter than yourself, or who have different gifts than you do. Like you said, you no longer do your accounting. Yay!
I know.
I'm sure that's a position that a lot of ladies out there watching this video today would love to be in.
Yeah, well.
Right?
Yeah.
And then also too, making sure that you've got a good personal support network, because being an entrepreneur is like a roller coaster.
Oh,
ups and downs, up and downs, ups and downs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like a roller coaster. So when you hit those lows, that's when your support network can come in and help you get the boost that you need to get going again.
Right. Yeah. And I feel if you don't have a brick and mortar building, you don't have people dropping by, then it's really important to get your face out there, and to keep getting your face out there on a weekly basis or whatever. Hit all the networking events you can, at things like Success for Business Expo even, or these industry conferences and whatnot.
Right. Or even the local chamber of commerce.
Absolutely. Yeah. Business after hours. I mean, they are so excellent. They're just wonderful in hooking you up with those connections that you need to be making, whether you know it or not at the time. You're going to be meeting people, even if, even I have a lot of people say, yeah, but I'm an introvert. I don't like those things.
Always the way.
And I say, hey, bring somebody with you. Tag team. Go in it as a tag team and just work off of one another. It's a lot more, comfortable that way.
Right.
I mean, I get that way too, right? Depends on the day. Sometimes I don't want to do any of it. And other times I am there. I'm on it, and I'm, So networking is a key to building your business. Absolutely.
And getting those connections of support and education as well.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Like you can never stop learning. I see it all the time. I see businesses that are so busy in their business, and they're just trying to get their deadlines done. They're trying to get their projects completed. They're trying to juggle their employees and, and the turnover and whatnot. They're not seeing the big picture. So they're getting overwhelmed, they're getting exhausted, and they're lonely.
Right.
They're
That's
lonely.
The big thing, they're lonely.
They're lonely, whether they want to admit it or not, because they don't know what's happening outside those four walls.
Right. And how it will impact their business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know a lot of different business owners like that. And it's sad. And no matter what you do, you just sometimes can't get them to see it.
Right. So recognizing as a business owner, you don't have to operate in your own individual silo. That is actually beneficial for you physically and mentally and financially from a business perspective to get out there.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, even if it's tough. And sometimes it is tough, because then, crowds of people you don't know, it's difficult, you don't know what to say. So when you go to a networking event, do you come prepared with an elevator pitch or or do you just go and try and be your authentic self and make connections? So,
I think you have to have an elevator pitch, and mine have changed too many times, I have to say. But you really should go in prepared with an elevator pitch, your business cards, a smile, and a great handshake.
Okay.
A great handshake.
A great handshake.
Absolutely.
That's great. So you talked about your never-ending learning, and I know you're a lifelong learner. We actually tried which podcast did you listen to this week, and what was good and what wasn't.
Yeah.
And so when you're ongoing learning, how do you find the time? You're running 3 businesses, so how do you find the time to plug in and learn something different?
Right. In the morning, like before the kids get up, I am on, my elliptical, and I am listening to podcasts.
Okay.
And so that's how I fit a lot of that stuff in. I have my favorites.
What time in the morning are we talking about? Just for those people who want to not sleep in.
6:15.
6:15.
It's manageable.
Okay, that's
doable, right?
Doable, absolutely.
So
you're not getting up at 4 a.m.
Oh God, no.
Right.
No. Oh, that'd be horrible.
It would be horrible.
But one thing that I've sort of committed to over the last 2 weeks is I want to learn something new every day for 3 months.
Wow, that's a commitment.
It could be a 2-minute, you read something on Twitter. I don't know, but what I've been doing is I've been listening to either podcasts or YouTube videos.
Okay.
And it's free.
It's free,
right?
Yeah.
So every day, whether it be 10 minutes or an hour, and it can be after supper, right? It can be while you're on the couch and you're plugged in and you're just chilling. Just put something on that you think you need to know a little bit more about. And we all have many different categories.
Yeah, like you said, it doesn't have to take all day.
No, it doesn't.
It can take 5 minutes, or it could take an hour, depending on what you're plugging into.
Right. So commit to learning something new more times than not, instead of just thinking that, nothing's changing and this is the way it's always been done and this is the way I'm doing it, because you're not going to grow as a business that way.
Right.
Unless you're changing with the times and learning and finding better ways to do it, you're not going to grow.
Absolutely.
And that's why, back again to mentoring, you can fast track your business so quickly if you hit the right mentor.
If you hit the right mentor,
right?
Yeah. Well, speaking of mentors, I see one's joined us online. Hi, Rima McRae. Thanks for joining us. Rima's a great mentor for direct sales people. And thanks for joining us, Rima. I really appreciate it. Ladies, if you have any questions of Brenda, feel free to make a comment or ask a question. And if you're not comfortable with the typing to ask a question, I do have my handy dandy phone here. You can call, sorry, you can't call because it's on silent, but you can text me at 403-895-1493 to ask a question of Brenda today. So Brenda, you were talking about podcasts and YouTube videos to access information outside, spending time with your mentor.
Right. So
what's your favorite podcasts?
I really enjoy Biz Women Rocks.
Biz Women Rocks.
If you've ever heard of that. This morning I was listening to, I'm just going to grab my phone because I'm going to get it wrong. I was listening to The Boss.
The Boss.
Bean Boss.
Oh, the Bean Boss.
Bean Boss. And it's produced by 2 women, and it's pretty good actually. Marketing in your car is pretty good. I kind of like that. Smart passive income. I like that.
Don't we all want passive income at some point?
Pat Flynn. And of course with Michael Hyatt.
Yes.
Michael Hyatt is, He is the mentor, right?
He's the mentor out of the United States.
Yes.
And fabulous. Now, are all of these podcasts available on YouTube or?
I downloaded an app on. It's called Spreaker.
Okay, Spreaker.
Spreaker.
Okay.
And I have an Android. I don't know, but I downloaded another one, but it was taking up too much juice on my phone, so I deleted it. So Spreaker's pretty good, and there's so many different podcasts on there. Whatever you're interested in, just do a search, and they're there, and they're free.
Great, and YouTube videos as well.
YouTube videos, holy crap! Like, there's a lot of learning on YouTube.
There is a lot of learning on YouTube. Yeah, it's
amazing.
Great.
Yeah, for sure.
So, in all of this, the learning, the looking after the family, the running 3 businesses, how do you stay motivated to do it all?
Well, wine really helps.
A woman after my own heart. No jar.
You know what? You have to take time for yourself. There's no question about it. I have friends that, you know, I say, hey, let's go and do this. Let's do this weekend or whatever. Oh no, I can't leave my husband. I can't leave my kid. Are you kidding me?
Or
are you kidding me?
I can't leave my business.
I can't leave my business either.
Yeah.
You have to take care of yourself. If you are happy and satisfied with your personal life, your business is going to be so much better. Like it really is, right? You're not going to be as stressed. You're going to be more focused. You're going to have a fresh outlook. Your imagination is going to be so much stronger. It's just going to be a better business.
Especially with your creativity is going to be fresher. But so what does that look like for you? How do you take care of yourself and make sure that you're motivated to carry forward when the times are tough?
Yeah, that's tough for a lot of people actually. But you know, I take a lot of walks just to refresh, right? Just to get my brain back on the right track again, because it gets really muddled really easily, I have to say.
Well, business, like a roller coaster, can be muddling, and especially in tough times in this kind of economy, just staying motivated to show up for your clients, for your business, hoping that the cash flow will continue to come in.
Absolutely.
Right? It can be tough. So are there any, you talk about learning and marketing type podcasts and YouTube videos, but are there any sources of like motivational speakers that you listen to? I know I'm a bit of a Tony Robbins fan.
Yeah.
I know for some people he can be out there, but I find him very motivating when I'm having a tough day.
Yes.
So is there any one that you would recommend to, a video for the ladies to watch to be a part of, motivating themselves, just getting their oomph back?
Right. You know, I have to go back to Michael Hyatt because I've listened to him a number of times, and he's quite motivational. And I mean, you can learn so much from him. I mean, just, anything from your day-to-day life to how to clean up your email box. I mean, he has so many different things that he talks about, and he really is. Well, he's right up there with Tony Robbins as far as I'm concerned. Like he's almost like the grandfather of, marketing and mentoring and whatnot.
Absolutely.
So I really appreciate his insight as well. But I love to surround myself with, like we were saying earlier, people that are smarter than myself and other mentors, because you can glean so much from them just by having a coffee with them, just by having a conversation, right? And they tend to lift you up. And so then you walk out the door and you're just a little bit higher.
Right, you've got this, okay, I can do this attitude.
Yes, I can do it. You go in kind of, oh, my day sucks, and you go out thinking, I can really do this.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They're the type of people you need to find.
Absolutely.
And hopefully you can find them in the WOW network.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There's a lot of them in the WOW network.
There's a lot in Central Alberta's WOW network for sure. And definitely online at your mentoring platform as well.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm here at RABC.
Absolutely.
Right? Because it's
always
fun.
Who's the most upbeat person you can surround yourself with? It's Michelle.
It's me. So with that said, when you're working, what other facets of working on your business are really important to, like you, a 20-year success model? I know there's few ladies watching that are in that 1 to 5 year, business mode where they want to launch themselves into that 20. I've been a successful businesswoman for 20 years. So
Yeah.
what's the secret?
I think it's building trust,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like you want to have those repeat customers come back and spread the word about you and your business.
Yeah.
And that is all about trust. It's all about quality too, quality of product, quality of service. So there's that, and you have to build your email list. You have to build your connections, and that's been a whole different ballgame over the last 5 years as well.
Absolutely.
As you know, right? So you have to do it without being penalized. You can't just send out a random email to the world anymore.
Right. Yeah, there's fines for that.
There's fines for that.
Yeah.
So there's you have to come up with innovative ways to build your audience and to build your contact list.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people kind of have their head in the sand with social media and newsletters and whatnot, thinking it's just going to go away, but it's really not. And it's one of those things. If you're not comfortable with a computer or on social media, find somebody who is, that can help you with it, because it's really, really important, because the world is on social media, whether you like it or not.
Millions of people, your customers are there, whether, and I have clients that are like, I'm not comfortable with social media, but your clients are.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk to them, you need
have
to be
a
there.
Facebook page at least, or
Mm-hmm.
something, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to have a Twitter account necessarily, but be there, be on LinkedIn, be on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and post every now and again. Because if you don't post, nobody's going to follow you. Nobody's going to like your page.
Or worse, your Facebook page gets hacked, and now you have a Viagra ad on your Facebook
and you
page.
haven't noticed it for 3 weeks.
And you're not all of a sudden your customers are very confused about what you're selling.
That's a whole other ballgame.
Right?
That is, yeah.
Right? So again, keeping up with the times, continually educating yourself. And not getting bogged down in working in your business. So how many hours a week on average do you set aside to work on your business versus dealing with your clients and working on what they need from you in your business?
Right. So my business, all of my my businesses are really kind of up and down.
Mm-hmm.
So there's strong months, and there's not so strong months,
Mm-hmm.
and it just depends. So when I kind of have a breather, I put more on. I work more on my business.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm so busy with production and deadlines and whatnot, and the expo's coming up, so I'm going to be really busy with that coming up, then I'll put in a lot more time in the evenings.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll set up my social media schedule for a good 2 weeks. When I can do that, that's what I do.
Right, so you don't have to post to social media every day. You can schedule it. If you're not doing it and you're not too sure how, then come and talk to me, and I'll show you how to make your social media life a little easier.
Yeah, exactly.
By scheduling posts.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's always good to pepper it with the live posts, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But yeah, so I sit in front of my TV with my laptop, and I'm on Hootsuite, and I just start scheduling and
Mm-hmm.
start making posts into the future.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'll get this email come back to me, great post today or whatever, and I go, I have no idea what I posted.
What was
Shoot,
that?
I better look.
I'm gonna have to go into my
I
insights.
know.
Yeah.
But in saying that, so when I'm really busy with everything else, it's evening. It's the evening, because you have to work on your business. You have to find time for it without burning out.
Right.
You got to be careful to balance it on both aspects, right? Because you can work way too much in your business, but you can also work too much on your business if you don't have that balance.
Okay.
Right? So for instance, working on your business would be, fixing up your website, making sure the content has those important keywords that Google notices, right?
Yeah.
And SEO and whatnot, and getting yourself out there on social media and cleaning up your house type of thing,
Mhm.
you know, especially when you're not as busy as you will be.
Right.
That's the time to do it.
Mhm.
Put out those ads. Make sure that people are aware of you, right?
Mhm.
That's working on your business.
And being really aware that your advertising might not have immediate results.
Oh,
That
totally.
it takes up to 90, what you post today, it could take up to 90 days to get any kind of phone call, any kind of reaction. So having that maybe 90-day plan when it comes to marketing strategies will be really helpful. And being really cognizant what calendar events happen that may affect your business. For example, you see right away after Halloween is done, boom, Christmas is out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, the Sears catalog used to hit your doorstep in August for the Christmas wish book, which no longer exists anymore.
Right.
It's the sign of the times for online digital marketing. But also, too, Mother's Day, promotions for Mother's Day coming up this Sunday. Hint, hint, Dana and Sarah, hint, hint, that 90 days ago you started seeing flowers, perfume,
Absolutely.
diamonds.
Yay.
3 months ago you started seeing that, so people are finally ready to get into action.
Yeah.
So making sure that you're planning, when you're sitting down planning your advertising on social media, that you're really aware of that 90-day lag time.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's a good point. And don't post pictures of your cat on LinkedIn. Like, holy crap. You know, I see that every now and again, and I won't say who it is, but they're really quick to shut that down.
Oh, wow.
They are quick, because I've seen it before, saying, yeah, this may not be the right platform for that post.
Right. So making sure you're putting the right things on the right platform.
Absolutely.
Right? So LinkedIn, for those of you who are not on LinkedIn, LinkedIn is a professional's Facebook, is how I define it. You share your knowledge, you share your information. You can set yourself up to be pictured as an expert through blogs and sharing posts, but it is a very professional atmosphere. It's not a place where you put pictures of your cat or pictures of your kids or look at me, here I am on holidays. That's not acceptable. It gets shut down really well. So if you are in a business-to-business market, it's a great place to post.
It really is.
Great place. And but again, Facebook is a mixture because it's basically digital word of mouth.
Yeah.
So Facebook is a mixture of business and pleasure, and you can mix it up a little bit.
You can. I would say it's more pleasure, because a lot of people have their business pages, right?
Yes, that's right.
So I don't try and put a lot of business stuff on my personal Facebook, just because the people that are friends don't really want to hear it.
Right.
Because they're not businesses, right?
That's right.
A lot of them are.
You have to be really targeted with your marketing efforts. And in that, I want to say hi to Kim Nielsen, who's just joined us. Hi, Kim. Now, Kim actually has a business that is operating in the agricultural world, both in Canada and Australia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So he and his wife, Karen, I believe, spend their time 6 months in Australia, 6 months in Canada, having a great time.
Fantastic.
So thanks for joining us, Kim, and g'day, mate, to you. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. So when you're looking at dividing your time between family, and I know that you are, if there is a volunteer event happening anywhere in Red Deer, I guarantee you will find Brenda.
No, no, don't put me out there like that.
Guarantee she's already committed. She has no more time for commitments. But if you hadn't been at the Rotary Conference this weekend, Red Deer had a massive Rotary Conference that Brenda really participated, spent over 70 hours prepping for.
Well, actually, it was a year and a half, and I wanted to do something different. They asked me to do the promotional bit. I said no. I wanted to try logistics, and you know, I'm used to the expo. I thought, how different could it be?
How could it be? Right?
Well, it's very different. There's a lot of moving parts to a conference like that. But we got it done, and I'll tick that off my list and never do it again. It was awesome.
Be
It's a
careful
great
what you
experience.
sign up for.
Yeah.
But again, you're learning more.
I learned a ton.
Right.
And I met a lot of really cool people.
Mm-hmm. So when like business is all about outside the box thinking. So when you're in that situation, oh wait, here we go. Thanks, Kim, for your feedback. We had a little technical glitch with the internet, but we're back. We're back. Phew, we almost lost it. So, so with that said, we were talking about working, like really committing to working on your business by learning, by surrounding yourself with a great network, by getting yourself a mentor or two or three, depending on their areas of expertise. And really, seeking out support from friends and family as well.
And goal setting, right?
Goal setting.
Goal setting is so important as well, whether short-term, long-term goals and keep revisiting them, post them on your wall. And I'm the worst for this, by the way, because I really should follow my own advice, but I have set goals in the past.
You did a helicopter day with me,
I
goal
did.
setting day.
I did.
So, yes.
I did, and we're still working on those goals. So that's good, but I think that's really important to know where you want to go in your business and how you're going to get there.
Right.
Right. Even if you have to work backwards, like we did a little bit, right? And it was really instrumental in going through that with somebody, because if you try it on your own, it's hard to see what is it, the forest to the trees to the forest. Right.
Well, I call my goal setting or strategy day for small businesses a helicopter day.
Right.
Because basically, it's really hard when you're working in your business to see the business as a whole from a 50,000 feet level.
Yeah,
so that's
absolutely.
why I call it a helicopter day, because I'll take you to the 50,000 feet level so you can see every facet of your business rather than being bogged down in the day-to-day details, because you have to be at that level to set the goals, and then you back it up into action plans and day-to-day operations.
Right? Yes.
So you have your day-to-day operations lined up in order to achieve those goals.
Right. And how many business owners do you know of that don't do that, and they are just trying to make it through the day, make it through the week, make it through the month without losing it?
Right.
Like I work with a number of startups and small business owners, and they are tired. They are tired. Even the startups.
And sometimes they've lost focus on where they're going.
Right.
Because they don't have the goals in front of them all the time.
Yeah.
So that's a difficult place to be.
Yeah.
And then you realize you wanted to start a business, but what you've actually done is you've just bought yourself a job.
Exactly.
That's all it is, without a direction or goals. It's just the day-to-day,
right?
Getting through the motions and the operations and praying it'll work out for tomorrow.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there's a really different mindset to being a true business owner and having bought yourself a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
So and you seem to have the business owner mindset. So if you had a message for the people who have bought themselves a job kind of mindset, and they're really looking to flip into that business mindset of growth and opportunity and more cash flow, what kind of steps could they take?
I have set those goals. Get those goals. Reach out and take care of the little things that you don't have time to do. So, for instance, in my case, I didn't want to, nor did I have time to do my accounting and bookkeeping. I hate that stuff. So get somebody to do it for you. And it doesn't have to, it doesn't have to break the bank. Okay? Yeah. It doesn't have to, I'm telling you. There's different freelancing, websites out there that virtual assistants and whatnot.
Mhm.
They can help you do some data input. They can help you do some advertising. They can help you do a lot of the things, some content writing, for a very inexpensive price.
Mhm.
And you know, it's always great to do business locally. I would first say if you can do it locally. But if it's a matter of having a nervous breakdown by trying to do it yourself,
Mhm.
or
Business owner
outsourcing
burnout.
it, outsource it then. Just
Outsource.
do it, because you're going to be so much happier knowing that those little needly things are being done by somebody else,
Mhm.
and you can focus on what you love to do.
Yeah, what you love to do, and that has the highest income earning potential.
Right.
Right, or income IPAs, income producing activities is what I call them.
Right. You should be working on your business, trying to market it. You should be out there networking with people. You should be surrounding yourself with a great community, like Success for Business.
Right.
I mean, that's why I set up the membership
Mhm.
aspect. We have a private Facebook group, and we try and support one another. They're a little shy lately, but we try and support one another. And if somebody has a promotion, they'll put it out there on Promote Your Business Friday. If there's anything that I charge for, I'll put it out to my members for free, right?
Right.
Stuff like that. Like, for instance, a couple
And
months ago,
the
you and I.
membership is a huge deal.
Oh
Huge
yeah,
deal.
they get expo tickets and
Mhm.
round tables and all that stuff. But a couple months ago, you and I took part in Love Your Business
Yes.
month, right?
Yes, it was fabulous.
So we charged people to learn from. You were one of them in
Mhm.
marketing. There was a branding expert, and there was a sales expert. And so they paid for that, and all the money went to the food bank. Well, I uploaded those videos to the members for free, so they get
Mhm.
stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's just a support. It's a community.
Absolutely, because
Yeah.
you need
some sort of community.
like a community raises a child, or that was the old adage once
Mhm.
upon a time. You need a community to raise a child. You need a community to raise a business.
Absolutely.
Right? So build your community, build your network, outsource what you can. What would you say to a business owner who says, "Oh, I'd love to outsource, but I just can't afford it"?
Well, like I said, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be expensive. Like,
Mhm.
go to Updraft or freelancer.com and just put in a search, and they come to you. Put your job out there. I need my website content rewritten.
Right.
Put it out there, and you'll get 100 different people vying for that job, and tell them how much you want to spend.
Mhm.
So you can do that easily.
That's great. That's great. So, what other tips would you have to say to our viewers? Because I know there will be hundreds of them, but
eventually
there'll be hundreds of
when they get
them,
off work,
right? That are really interested in understanding how to overcome a hurdle. Because right now it seems like businesses are just there's hurdle after hurdle after hurdle to overcome. There's new things to learn. There's a new social media platform almost every day.
Yeah.
There is maybe a lack of cash flow because of the economy. It's a little bit quieter than normal. So when you're working on your business, how do you put processes in place to overcome those hurdles? I mean, you've got 20 years of experience. This is not your first recession that you've lived through. So, how do you do that?
It's just a matter of keeping your name out there,
Mhm.
in top of mind, and keep putting ads and specials or coupons, whatever. If you're in retail or whatever, keep pounding the pavement and keep yourself out there. I run into people all the time that when it does get busy, and it will get busy soon, they're not going to have time to do that.
Yeah.
And that's when they need to make time, almost, because all of a sudden when it stops being busy, they have nothing in their funnel. They have nothing coming, and that's so detrimental.
It's that 90-day lag time. If you're not doing anything for your marketing strategies today, don't expect the phone to ring 90 days from today. It's a little quieter. It's a little.
It's a different.
People haven't heard of me, especially in this. I find in this economy where, sadly, and it breaks my heart, businesses are shutting down every day.
Absolutely.
So if they're not seeing you on a regular basis, they may perceive that you're no longer in business. So they'll go looking elsewhere based on that perception.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure they will. I mean, through Visual Resolve, I do websites, right? And I've had a few websites shut down. They just call me and say, sorry, we're not renewing our domain. We're done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's heartbreaking.
It is, yeah, because business and life is like this, intertwined. So we're talking about somebody's life, as well as their business. This is their love. This is their passion.
Right.
Like having another child.
Mm.
So, as unruly as that child can be at times.
Yes.
So today you've covered building a community around you, making sure you outsource and build your team to support your business, and so you can focus on income producing activities.
Absolutely.
Right? And accessing education and really making yourself available or be open to engaging a mentor.
Not only that, though, now's the time to be creative in your business. Like, gone are the days where businesses ran like ABC. Now look towards XYZ, because you have to start looking at things a little bit differently than you used to. And that's in order to stay competitive. You just have to, or you're not going to be in business.
Absolutely. Now, we have a great question from Kim. Thanks for the question, Kim. Could you comment on the value of a website versus Facebook as a forum for reaching clients?
Right on. Kim, I think they're both really valuable, to tell you the truth. I mean, people, if they want to know about your business, where's the first place they're going to go? They're going to go to Google.
Yeah.
And they're going to search your business. And so your website should be the first to pop up, really. I mean, sometimes the Facebook page will pop up as well.
Yeah. If you have a very active Facebook page, that will definitely pop up in a Google search. But your website will probably have what's called higher SEO, so search engine optimization,
especially if it's mobile, right? It's got to be mobile.
And Brenda actually makes websites.
Yeah,
so,
it's a different animal than what it used to be. So Facebook is fantastic if, say, well, for anything, but a great example is if you're in retail and you're running a clothing store, and this is look at the new inventory that came in. Oh my God. And you post these beautiful pictures, right?
We have a local clothing store in Rocky Mountain House that does just that. Every week there's new stock, new pictures, and I keep looking going, wow, I can't wait to get into that store because I want that dress.
But not only that, when you get your followers liking your page, they get a notification every time you post to that page, right?
Yes.
Whereas they don't with your website. So they're more apt, if they're used to you posting, and you post on a daily or every couple of days, they're going to be used to going to that Facebook page. But for SEO, for the rest of the world who are not on Facebook, because not everybody's on Facebook.
That's true.
You need a website. And if you don't have one, they're going to go to your neighbor who has one. They're going to go to your competition, because that's all that they're finding on Google.
That's the truth. I actually heard a great statistic at a marketing conference I was just at, that before someone reaches out to connect with you, or 92% of the population will go to Google first to look for your website. Even if it's just a one page landing page with a little bit of information and your contact, I would call it an online brochure website, because it looks like a brochure online, but rather than an e-commerce website where people can actually buy and do transactions via PayPal, or buy a ticket for Eventbrite for one of your events, for example. 92% will actually go to Google before they look anywhere else. So more and more, I'm learning that websites, even a basic website, will boost your business.
Oh yeah, and Google rules the roost. Like, you have to be compatible with whatever Google wants.
Right. So how many people out there have actually used Yahoo or Bing as a search engine in the last few months. I know that I have mine set at Google on a regular basis, and that's where I go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And be very careful about templated websites and their relationship with Google. You might want to do some Googling about that. There are two templated web design companies out there that offer free websites, but because Google isn't so much a fan of them, they will not ever be on the first page of Google if you search for them.
You know, it depends. There's so many different templated or themed sites,
Yes.
right? Because some of the sites that I do for my smaller businesses, my startups that just can't afford a custom site, we'll do a themed website, and you can integrate, because they're all WordPress, you can integrate plugins that help with SEO.
Yes.
But for instance, if you're doing a Wix site or a GoDaddy site or any of those templated sites that are not ran by WordPress or whatever, you cannot add anything to those. You can't make changes, maybe to color and whatnot. But if you're going to re-alter different segments of your website, you may as well redo it. And I get a lot of my customers saying, you know, I have this great website. I was broke at the time, so I have a blah, blah website. Now I want to change it. And every time I say it's easier just to start fresh. But the themed ones that I do, you can totally move things around, and they're very user-friendly that way. So it really depends.
So you mentioned WordPress as a great website platform, and that's one you would recommend?
I would say probably 75% of websites are WordPress. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're great.
It's open source, so it's constantly being updated. There's 1,000,001 plugins that you can use. If you're smart about which plugins you're downloading and whatnot. But yeah, it used to be between WordPress and Joomla. I still have a few Joomla customers, but I no longer design or do Joomla sites just because they've fallen behind, kind of like the VHS and they're still out there, but not very many.
VHS versus beta.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I want to do a shout out to Roxanne. Hi, Roxanne. Thanks for joining us. So we're coming up to the end. If you have any questions of Brenda, please fire them our way.
Oh.
And we also have an amazing giveaway. So while everybody's here, we have Terry, Rima, Kim, and Roxanne on the line. So as I mentioned in my promotional Facebook Live video, is that Brenda has this fabulous book called The Happiness Equation. You want to tell us about the author and the book that you got to meet?
Sure. So it's a signed book by Neil Pasricha.
That's pretty good.
I met Neil over the weekend at our Rotary conference, and we brought him in to speak to 700 grade 8 kids as well as the public as the kickoff to our conference. And I've read this book before, and he also did that blog 1000 Awesome Things. If you've ever heard of that, it's been made into a book. So for instance, if you've never gone on to 1000 Awesome Thing blog, what happened is that he was going through a really low point in his life. So his wife told him that she didn't love him anymore. She wanted a divorce. I believe he said she was with somebody else.
Oh no.
But yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, so 3 weeks later, his best friend committed suicide.
Oh, that's
so
heartbreaking.
He was in a really crappy place, and after a couple months of just wallowing, he kind of woke up and said, this can't be all there is to my life. There's got to be some happiness in it, and how do I get there? So he started every night, he would write down one awesome thing that happened during his day in his blog.
What a great ritual.
Things like, getting out that sneeze that you've been waiting for, right?
Yeah.
putting on warm underwear out of the dryer,
Mm-hmm.
right? The first rain, the smell of it. These
Right.
are all really awesome things, like freshly baked chocolate chip cookies.
Yes, or a fabulous coffee.
Exactly.
Right, finding
just
that-
smell or
yes.
whatever. So anyway, it got made into a book. So this is the happiness equation. It's his perspective on how to be happier, how to take in the little things that so many people just
Take for granted.
I guess,
Mhm.
right? And ways that you can actually be happier. And they've all been proven ways, and it's his perspective, and he's a great author, and it's a really good read. So I have this to give away. How do you want it to give away?
Well, let's
How
see.
should we?
Well, you know what? Depending on who's watching, the first person to write in a comment right now one thing that makes them happy, and you have 5 minutes.
In their business or just generally?
Just generally.
Okay.
Just generally. Could be business, could be life. There is 5 minutes left to this presentation, so you have 5 minutes to write in the comment box while you're watching one thing that makes you happy, and share it with us, and then you'll win this great book. And if no one actually makes a comment, I guess there we go.
Oh, what?
Okay, that makes us happy too. So, watching sunrise with a glass of wine. I think we're on a roll here.
Awesome.
So I'm sorry, Kim,
that's-
but you weren't the first. But Roxanne, this is yours. And I would like to also do a shout out for Roxanne. Roxanne has a fabulous catering company in Rocky Mountain House, and she has a cakery for specialty custom cakes.
Oh, I love cake.
And they are fantastic. And not only that, she's going to be, Sweet Delights is going to be the featured caterer at the next WOW evening on June 15th.
Yay!
Yay. So then what we're looking at on June 15th, if you can see this, is a WOW evening. So join us at the National Historic Park, and we have a great speaker from Red Deer, Linda Wilson.
Linda's awesome.
Yeah, Linda's awesome. She is the executive director of the Leadership Center in Red Deer, and she's going to, if you can see the title, I'll pull it up really close, Let Your True You Soar in Business and Leadership. So being self-aware, grabbing those opportunities, sometimes giving yourself an attitude adjustment.
Yes.
That we all need.
Yes.
And reflection, and the power of reflection and what it does for your business. So that's happening Thursday evening on June 15. Doors open at 5 p.m. And Roxanne's going to be catering not only a wonderful dinner and dessert and also appies as well.
That's
so
awesome.
And it's located at the beautiful High Water House at the National Historic Park. So hopefully we'll be provided good weather, because we'll be sitting out on the deck overlooking the river, having a wonderful time. Nice. It's going to be a WOW night.
Yes, it will.
So tickets are $49 and they're on sale right now.
Good.
So you will definitely find your money's worth. So give me a call, 403-895-1493. That's my shameless plug for today. Get your tickets for the WOW evening. You know how awesome WOW is. You know how it serves the community. You know you need to build a network of people around you, and WOW is there for you to do that. So this is a great place to hang out June 15th. Yeah, the kids can take themselves to soccer. Right? Right? Do something for yourself.
That's right.
Right? So good on you, Roxanne, for doing that. And thanks, Kim, for participating. You know, watching sunset with a glass of wine, you know.
There's nothing
better. Nothing better. Especially, Kim, you might share this with me, a good glass of Australian Shiraz.
Oh, my favorite.
Right? Fabulous. Fabulous. So with that said, Brenda, thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm going to post a 15-point guide to success by committing to work on your business. I'm going to post the link for that after we're done.
Yep. So
that you can have access to some of these kind of helpful tips on how you can work on your business a little bit more effectively.
That's great.
In the meantime, it'd be great if you guys reached out to me on LinkedIn or like the Facebook Success for Business pages. There's a Success for Business Facebook page as well as a Success for Business Expo page. And I hope to see you all at the Expo October 12th.
Oh, I'll be there. Don't miss it. And, oh, wow, Kim is actually watching from Australia. We'll be in Rocky in a couple of weeks.
That's awesome.
Wow, Aussie Shiraz. So thanks for tuning in from Australia. I really appreciate that. So with that said, thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for Brenda for spending some time with me today. So our next WOW Facebook Live will be June 2nd. Mark your date at 3 p.m. We'll have Holly Homburg here, who is a certified aromatherapist, and she is actually going to tell you exactly what scents you should be diffusing in your business to increase sales. Because we all know sometimes the music that's played, it will enhance the shopping experience.
Yes.
She says she knows the secret that if you infuse a certain scent in your business, people will spend more. So I want to know about that.
That's cool.
Right? So tune in June 2nd with Holly from Red Horse Aromatics. So she's one of our WOW members from Rocky. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Women in business. You rock, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.